Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we are checking out the Am8 Knives Flix. Now, Am8 Knives is done by MIGURON Knives, and this is a brand new model. Now, I just opened it. I opened it, but I have done a couple things to it, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But first, let's go over the knife. We have a titanium bolster. Beautiful titanium. This milling is nice and heavy. I really like the texture of it. Shred carbon fiber. Titanium milled backspacer and clip. I really like this clip. I like that it's wide. I have already put it in and out of my pocket. It works great, especially on top of the carbon fiber. It slides in and out really nicely. The pivot collar has a gold hue to it. Now we have a front flipper and a reverse flicking hole. Let's check out the blade. The blade has a beautiful satin finish on it. Really nice satin. It almost has, if you look, see how it has a reflection to it? You can actually see me right there in the camera. But here, let's try to focus on the satin. Really nice satin. Beautiful swedge on top. Now, it has like a hand satin going this direction and then a belt satin. Very, very nice. Access to the lock bar has some jimping on it or milling on it that's really nicely textured. And it is very smooth. The detent is really nice, but it did come out of the box very tight. I'm going to explain why. It's not their fault, but I'll explain here in a second. So the way it is now, great detent for the reverse flick, but it is a little light. I want to say not nothing I'd really complain about, but when I did first open it, I thought it was like extremely light, but after I adjusted it, it did get better. Now the front flipper, you know, I guess in order to have the two, I do wish it was slightly stronger, but I also don't at the same time because the jimping is not very aggressive on the front flipper. So actually, I just wish the jimping was more aggressive. The jimping, it's okay, and they did do it right where they went around the front flipper. I like that they did that. Let's see if we can get it to come up. Oh, my focus isn't right. Now you can see how they did the jimping all the way around it. So that's good, but it's not very sharp. It's a little... I wish it was just slightly sharper. Not much, just a little bit, because the detent is a little light, so it would help with the deployment on the front flipper. Now, is it bad? No, it's not bad. I can easily do it, and I can easily do it in all the different deployment methods, but you see right there. Now, also, I do wish it was a little bit taller. Or this was knocked down a little bit because I'm noticing I'm hitting right here. When I go to deploy it, I am rubbing right there. Now, I can easily get past it, so it's not like it's an issue that would be long lasting. I would quickly adjust and quickly get used to it. The majority of the time, I'm going to reverse flick it, and that feels really good. Now, the drop on it, the detent is nice and early. It's very smooth on the drop. The ergos are hand melting. The ergos are really, really good. This is very comfortable. Both grips, whether it's reverse grip, choking up, because I love how they have the spot right here for you to choke up. That's really good. You can also use your middle finger wrapping around there when you're going to be doing utility cuts or opening things up. Pinch grips are really nice. The ergos are just amazing. The geometry, not the thinnest, but it's also not really thick. You know, it's pretty standard for MIGURON. MIGURON, I've noticed, hasn't really done really thin grinds. That's something I would like to see them do. I'd love to see them thin the grinds out. This would have been amazing with a hollow grind. But it is a flat grind, and it's still okay. This will cut just fine, especially with these ergos. These ergos are going to make it very comfortable to pass through materials, so that's not a complaint. It's just I would like to see it. I can't help but see an eyeball every time I look at that. But all in all, it is very well done. Now, what was the issue? Well, coming from overseas, coming here, it is extremely cold where I'm at right now. Like, extremely. So, when I took it out of the box, it was frozen. Like, literally. It was frosty. So, when I went to deploy it, the detent was almost like non-existent. Like, it almost seemed like it had no detent at all. And I was thinking, man, I wonder if the parts like shrunk or, you know, something, like, because it's probably warmer where they're at. So I just adjusted the pivot slightly, and it's still rock solid. And I adjusted it more, and so the pivot was actually over tightened. I don't think it was originally. I think after it's basically gotten frozen and shrank, it you know, got tighter. So that was the problem. After I adjusted the pivot, it was great. Like, I literally adjusted the pivot and it started loosening right up. I oiled it up. I didn't take it apart or anything. All I did was just adjust the pivot and put some oil in it, and it got smooth. Now, it is not perfectly centered, and it wasn't like that before I adjusted it. So that's something I might be able to work out. It's not horrible. It's not rubbing, and it's very close to centered. It's just not perfect. Not that big of a deal, but yeah, not that big of a deal. Now, the carbon fiber, I do see a couple small, tiny voids here and there. But with shred carbon fiber, that's how it is. It's very difficult for companies to do shred carbon fiber without getting voids. It is like, I've heard many companies say that that's why they don't use carbon fiber or shred carbon fiber, is because of that reason. So it's not that big of a deal. That's just the nature of the beast. If you want shred carbon fiber, you kind of got to deal with voids here and there. Now, all in all, I like the knife a lot. It is a great knife. I can't wait to use it. Like I said, the one thing I would change, if I was going to change anything, I would just make this jimping a little bit sharper. Possibly maybe a little tiny bit taller, like right there. Just a little tiny bit. But if the jimping was a little bit sharper, I don't know if that would matter. Because with the jimping sharper, it grips you faster, easier. It's like, it almost feels bigger when the jimping is sharper. So, but I don't know. You know, it's hard to say without feeling it. But like I said, the reverse flicking hole. Oh, I should have talked about that. This is nice and deep. It's a very deep hole, so it's very easy to get to, and it has a nice edge on it. So this is, you can see it right there. Even though it doesn't protrude that much, it's very easy to get to. As you can see, super easy to reverse flick. Now, left-handed, you're not going to be able to do anything because there's no hole on this side, and there, you know, you can't get it with your thumb. So this is a right-hand only knife. I'm going to say that right now. This is not for lefties at all. Maybe in the future, I can talk to them. Maybe they can put another cutout on this side for lefties, or maybe they can just do a hole all the way through. I don't know, but it is, the way it's positioned, it seems like it would only work for the reverse flick. So even if it went all the way through, I don't know, maybe I could get it. I don't know, it's hard to say. I love, love, love this milling. I love the lock bar access. There's a lot of things I really like about this knife. I do like it quite a bit. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Beautiful knife, though, man. Beautiful knife. I think this is a gorgeous, gorgeous knife. Where's the stop pin? Okay. Oh, yes. We have a good place stop pin, too. That's really cool. But, so if I ever wanted to do a choil, not a problem. Awesome. Very nice. So, there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.